Pamela Keller Hallows, my cultural event presentation. Regarding the planning part, I of course turned to the internet and Googled LGBTQ, and up popped a drag show to my surprise. This was short notice for me to find an event, and there were no protests, no rallies, no parades, no meetings involving the LGBTQ population. Nothing going on at the center downtown where most of the LGBTQ people meet. Hence, a site popped up for a drag queen show in Scottsdale. I called long distance as the site recommended to do and said to New York to book my reservation. I was able to get a ticket. I got the reservation for Saturday, the Thursday before the Saturday event. That was close. At the door, I was greeted by two handsome young men who asked for my ID, verifying, which I love that, I was old enough, checked my reservations for the dinner and the show, and that they were paid in advance. Voila, I was in like Flynn. My ticket was on the phone, so I showed them that. The manager, owner, Jeremy, came up and happy to have me there, escorted me to my couch like seating with a small table. It was very dark, so he took my arm. The space was not as large as I had anticipated, only seating about 100 to 150 people th- that were mostly heterosexual couples and a few same sex couples. The largest group attending was two bridesmaids groups. Permission was granted for me to take photographs, although it was so dark. Several glittery disco balls were hanging from the ceiling. There was no stage, only the middle part where the small audience was elevated. They were all on the same level. The music was an electric keyboard and pre recorded songs. And here we are at the bar. And you can see, as soon as I was seated, a very attentive server got my drink order, a complimentary glass of white wine for me. I had no choice in the vineyard or the type of wine. Next, the dinner, which amounted to a deli style chicken sandwich and another glass of wine. I was expecting gourmet appetizers and a light meal. Then the event started after a brief comedic introduction and exchange with the audience. One of the ladies, four performers, large men in drag, dressed and costumed. Hair was great and makeup perfect. Each had her own vignette. Each had their own style and a song to lip sync along with, a dance routine, which I must admit I could never do the splits. The music was incredibly loud. I was not able to get each of their names. It was more like a cabaret than a show. No written program, no pamphlet. They did come around to each table to offer some sort of special dance for a tip, and I had brought some $1 bills, but I only handed it to them to the gentleman, and I was happy no one got in my face with their body parts. I expected the show to be much more glamorous. One of my favorite cousins was gay and much older than me and very caring. I never knew until I was older I had mixed feelings and feelings on many levels about this show. The danger and fear that they must live under every day being a trans man, the threat of a physical violence, and to clarify the difference, a trans woman is a man who's becoming a woman. A trans man is a woman who's becoming a man. But to think of all the harm that they could come to, and overall, I have to say that even though I was sad for them and hopefully nothing will ever hurt them, it was entertaining. And here's the man who started it all, RuPaul. I so enjoy him. He is absolutely beautiful. If you go on the internet, you can see all of his costumes and costuming. You can understand why he probably became a trans man. Thank you. Have a great day.